served up just for you. It's losers semifinals here at Shockwave 99. FX, Dakpo, and Muffin Bros Karna squaring off against team to the north, Gnes and Lucy.
And neither of them is going to be talking about the convenience factor of this bracket because both of these teams are something to behold.
Yeah, I mean, they're just absolutely ridiculous. I don't think that we've seen Gnes and Lucy, honestly, at their full potential. They had a very shaky showing on stream in winners, and I'm hoping they can rectify some of those wrongs here in losers.
It might have just been a situation that teams counter teams. You know, oh my god, Karna overextended a bit, didn't have his jump, went off stage, and he died.
Yeah, that's a very poor way to start off doubles, especially now that we're in the losers bracket, in this lower bracket. If you lose a set, you're completely out of the tournament.
Even one game given away to your opponent is too much. One stock is too much. We got to see Karna hold on to these.
Well, that's something that Lucy's going to have to hold on to. That L. Sweet spot coming out from Dakpo to close the stock out. And is he maybe looking for two? Hoping to put some pressure onto Gnes. Take his stock off of the table as well.
I mean, sometimes when your partner is Dakpo, you can get away with a little bit of slop because he's always there to pick you up. The rolls back and forth from the ledge from Dakpo, trying to psych Gnes out, and he was able to get out unscathed. This is ridiculous.
Back throw from Dakpo. The bomb, you know, it's not a high enough percent where we would say the bomb saves Lucy, but definitely maybe adds to the damage at the very least.
You got a Cloud off stage. It's got a limit, but he has to burn it, and now he has to rebuild that valuable resource.
And Gnes' positioning there was something to behold. He waited for Karna to push the button and then gets the dash attack to KO him. Now Karna, final stocks, but we have to look at Lucy, who's also at his last stock. Meanwhile, Dakpo and Gnes both being respective stock tanks with 3 apiece.
I mean, we can clearly see on each team who's the aggressor and who is going to be the person to catch the passes. Dakpo consistently able to catch the passes of Karna, who is able to make these openings.
And they're not only catching the passes, at times it feels like they're the answer, right? You'll see one of these members try to shout aggressively, and all of a sudden just eating a dash attack, losing a stock. It's moments like that that both Gnes and Dakpo have demonstrated in various ways.
But right now, I was going to say, Gnes is doing a little bit better job holding onto his stock, but that can all be over in just a short time. He lived to 187 as Cloud. Normally, not so much of the case. We'll be able to see if he's able to continue doing this, or if the blue team is going to be able to steal those stocks a bit earlier.
Back here now, we're seeing Dakpo. He doesn't have the best mobility in the game to start with, but he doesn't even need it. Just positioning himself again in such a great way to intercept Lucy and force the share stock. Is this a comfortable enough advantage for blue to take it home?
I mean, it's amazing that they were able to target down Lucy and remove that stock so early, because we did see the first stock out of Gnes lasted forever. They don't want to deal with 2 more of those. So if you can get the partner to share that stock, you only have 1 more Gnes stock to worry about. You can deal with Lucy.
Meanwhile, Gnes had the limit, and Dakpo was so comfortable with his shield out. He knows that Cloud doesn't have a very reliable grab game at all.
The most he gets is positioning. And in doubles, that could be good as well, but Dakpo wasn't scared for his life, and that's what was important.
Oh, certainly not. Gnes, meanwhile, gets the back air, and that's more than enough. Now, stock counts, wait a minute, all of a sudden, turning into a 2v1 with Karna losing his final stock. Is this too tall of an order?
Both players at a decently mid to high percent. Lucy, I mean, if it ends up being a 1v1 between him and Dakpo, he's going to have a head start for sure.
Yeah, I feel like here the strategy has to be take out Gnes, right?
Yeah, he absolutely has to get rid of this Cloud. It's going to be very, very difficult, though, because what we're probably going to be seeing is Lucy taking the front, and at any moment, if Dakpo makes one misstep, one overcommittal option, even if he's pushing Lucy away, even if he steals a stock, Gnes has limit on deck.
Did you notice the option selection from Dakpo? He went for a forward throw instead of a back throw to ensure he'd be able to get rid of Lucy as quick as possible.
It's just those little things that make Dakpo so smart and capable in doubles.
And that time changing it up and going for the back throw. An absolute madman.
Oh my goodness!
And he takes the stock and gets around the cross slash as well. Now the back throw, and Dakpo on the verge of completing the 2v1.
He has no limit, and Cloud is not comfortable off stage, and Dakpo is able to take it all the way back despite that early stock loss dropped from Karna, putting them in a bad situation towards the end of that game. Dakpo, like I said, is here to pick up the slack.
Why is he not entering singles? Why is he not entering singles?
He is a doubles god.
And that's the type of awareness that Dakpo just innately possesses. In a lot of these 2v1 scenarios, even at the top level, you'll see people almost approaching it from a one-on-one standpoint. Dakpo is not one of those players. He thinks about the next steps and the steps after that, and that's why he was able to maintain composure and make that 2v1 complete.
The craziest thing about that is it wasn't even successful mix-ups on one person. He had to mix up 2 different people at the same time. That's crazy. Man, running it right back, though, Lucy and Gnes saying, you know, in a perfect world, in a 2v1 situation, we should never lose. So we've made one mistake, and we're not going to make it happen again. We are going right back to the stage and going to show you what should have happened last time.
Of course, when we talk about the one mistake, we can't forget Karna, the early SD, which set the tone for the rest of the game. And right there, the trade, Lucy having an advantage, ends up keeping his stock while Dakpo is sent skyward.
You think maybe in this kind of a situation, we did see, I mean, last time, Karna lost all of his stocks first. Do you think we might see, after a performance like that, them targeting down Dakpo and trying to make sure that he's the person that loses its stocks?
I mean, it's quite possible.
I mean, we saw him stock tanking pretty reliably in the last game, but are they willing to put in the extra work to get rid of his stocks is the thing.
I'm honestly surprised. Okay, that's why. Doesn't want to go for the cross slash. Instead, just waits, gets the limit broke blade beam. Instead, he can't make this back. That's a quick stock from Gnes.
Oh my goodness, but one right back, taking it from Karna, and this is an even game, just a little bit of percent on Dakpo, but that's nothing that can't be, you know, rectified.
Up smash from Dakpo. He has been pinpoint with that. I feel like he hasn't had many, if any, whiffs in this set. And notice also Dakpo, the usage of fireballs I feel was very critical in the 2v1. Just trying to clear landing zones so he can actually make it back onto the stage. And he's of course using that same ideology when he's trying to get back on the stage.
No, the mash from his down B actually ended up getting him killed, throwing him under the stage.
That's so unfortunate. The mash master maybe mashing too hard.
He just put himself in a really bad position and wasn't able to recover with the up special. He had enough height. He was just directly under the stage. There's nothing he could do.
Exactly. Now Dakpo, he's at his final stock. But such a playmaker, it's just in his nature to be able to come back despite these sorts of deficits.
Yeah. Karna missing that pass right there, maintaining the stock on Gnes might spell some trouble for the blue team. After the misstep from Dakpo, another misstep from Karna, they're really kind of dropping the ball here.
And they're dropping stocks too. Great usage of limit. Able to close the stock out here onto Karna.
And Dakpo couldn't even risk going for the up special to KO Gnes because he didn't want to deal with whatever side of punish Lucy would have been able to deal out in return. He just had to run in and get that up smash and not even take the stock.
Well, there's a great up smash and a conversion from Karna as well, so this is making this an even stock game. Again, we have to look at Dakpo. Previously it was for the 2v1. Now it's whether or not he can prevent the 2v1 from happening. At a very high percent. Previously we've seen Karna taking to the back with Dakpo being the body block. Now we need to see the reversal with Karna putting out all the aggression. Exactly what's happening right now. The fair. And he does have limit, which allows him to make it back onto the stage, but Gnes cannot afford another combo like that.
No, and the fact that he's removed limit just means he's that much less terrifying to deal with. The passes from the red team become a lot less terrifying, and punishing his partner becomes a lot less terrifying because you don't have that shotgun ready and loaded.
Exactly. Speaking of shotguns, though, getting knocked nearly out of the park by Lucy. The aerials, the pressure on this corner preventing Dakpo from making it back. But right there finds a way, gets a Shoryu, and no punish from Gnes.
The important thing, though, is it actually didn't take Lucy's stock. And that, oh my goodness, another 2v1, but way too deep of a hole for Dakpo to pull back.
And so fortunate Gnes was able to clean things up at the end there. I was honestly so surprised we didn't see the punish afterwards. It was just a bit of a misspacing, I feel, on the punish. But, I mean, whenever you're going for that blade beam, just push the button. It's good to go. Ready, heated up in the oven. Now, game number 3. I'm still thinking about what it was that made that last game so close.
I mean, in the end, again, early stock pick taken from Dakpo, I can think of 2 very, very important missed opportunities, or just cases of dropping the ball out of the blue team that ended up putting them behind. They were able to miss a conversion that would have evened up the game against Gnes, and instead he was able to take a stock, furthering their lead. Dakpo taking the really early stock at the beginning and not able to seal stocks as divisively with his up special because he was playing from behind, so he wasn't able to take these big risks. His partner not able to save him in these kind of situations. They were just put on the back foot a little bit too early, and they spent the entire match recovering from it.
Exactly.
And they were able to do that in game 1, but in this game 3, you got to imagine they don't want to be starting off on the back foot anymore. They need to be applying the pressure.
What's critical for them to start off proactively then in this final game?
Certainly.
Now, what do they need to do in order to be able to have that proactive start?
The big thing, they need to get rid of Cloud stocks, target him down really quick, or get rid of his limit, make sure it's not an option.
That was the keys to success that we saw from Austin and Gibbous. You take Gnes off of the table, and all of a sudden this team becomes doable.
I mean, if Lucy is able to pester Dakpo and Karna enough, that gives Gnes time to charge his limit. But if he has to use it for recovery, he's not using it to kill you. That's excellent. That means that suddenly it's not very terrifying if you're being pestered by a Toon Link because they're not going to kill you.
Speaking of kills, I think that we're saying the same things over and over again. Dakpo Shoryu, Dakpo Shoryu, Dakpo back air, changing things up only slightly. It's just another call that we've been making so many times as Dakpo is making all the right call-outs.
And Dakpo is just the playmaker right now, and he gets all the passes, he gets all the opportunities opened up to him by Karna. They're working as one unit right now.
And I think as Neptune would say, he's Jason Kidd right now. Like, he's just doing it all.
Oh, yeah. There is no shortage of things that Dakpo can do, and right now, he's trying to make sure that they get that game plan going, get rid of Gnes' stocks.
And Lucy was able to take the first stock for his team. I thought that he was going to be taking the second as well. Such a smart player. We've seen how much awareness he brings to the team's format tonight. Right there, though, a trade, and somehow Dakpo ends up losing the stock as Gnes gets the cross slash to tack on the damage onto Karna.
A lack of situational awareness from the team right there meant both Dakpo and Karna went for the KO option follow-up out of his down throw, and it ended up being Dakpo on the worst end of the trade. He just lost his stock, and he's already back up to 74%. It's insane how much of a gap that Red Team has closed.
Oh,
and now they have a significant lead.
How did this match go so wrong for Dakpo and Karna? It feels like Gnes and Lucy, they found their footing. They're making all the right plays right now. But of course, such a high percent, this lead can evaporate with a moment's notice.
It really just matters. Can Cloud hold on to limit? Oh, but he's going to have to use it to recover.
Can he hold on to his stock? The other question, the elephant in the room here.
Oh, the footstool setup into that up smash and no punish out of Lucy.
Just proper positioning again. I can't help but feel like so much of this match is riding on how quick they can take out Lucy. But of course, there's the alternative strategy as well. Is this a time that you focus on a 2v1? Maybe make the most of Lucy being so frail here and try to set up the sandwiches onto Gnes.
I think right now, the best case scenario is they remove a Cloud stock and force him to share stock. That way you're dealing with a Lucy stuck at 165. Ooh, against a very gimpable character. But now, just the fact that they've been able to remove that Lucy stock meant they had an opportunity to get some sick 2v1 combos.
And Dakpo, he's had such great positioning throughout this match. The bomb actually interrupts! And Lucy ends up getting the footstool. Now it's Karna in a 2v1. And Sheik being a character who's not known for KO potential, I just don't see this happening right now, neighbor.
With that kind of a percent stuck on you from the beginning, it was an uphill climb to say the least. And I wouldn't expect anyone to be able to make it, to be honest. That was just a rough position to be in.
That's the kind of team's play that I expect from Lucy. And that's the kind that I expect from Gnes, right? That was such a better showing from them on stream in losers than we saw in winners. And if they can maintain that momentum, I feel like they have a really solid chance of bringing things back against Austin and Gibbous next.